Sam Darnold, but you know he'll be. Is Sam Darnold on his like 12th team already?
He's on the Panthers. Sam Darnold went 4-1 as a starter last year at the Panthers. He was just injured a lot.
Fuck Sam Darnold.
Wow. You're a Jets fan, aren't you?
100%.
Can you really blame Sam Darnold? That team, you know who your coach was, right? Adam Gase?
Yep.
Like, you shouldn't be a coach anywhere.
No, I wouldn't trust him with Girl Scout Cookie Patrol.
Yeah, Adam Gase is god-awful.
I wouldn't trust him anywhere. I wouldn't let him manage my fantasy football team. That'd be pretty dope, though. I'm not gonna lie. Could you imagine that, having like an NFL quarterback manage your fantasy football team?
That'd be crazy.
Hilarious.
That'd be a lot of fun. Bubba, how you doing over there?
I'm good. I'm all loaded up.
You got your shit all loaded?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
I gotta take my dog in right quick. I'll be right back.
That's all good. That's all good. It's gonna be fun, guys, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, C-Fan? The happiest Potter of the Potters, right there. The Meat Mountain, or as Bubba calls him, the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Oh, fuck. Yes, Tyrannosaurus Rex. I'll be right back.
Well, somebody just remembered they have to take a shot.
C-Fan got his ice cream.
Oh, I hope he got his ice cream. C-Fan, did you get your ice cream tonight? You done being angry? 'Cause last night you were ready to kill people over some ice cream. I almost guarantee C-Fan likes ice cream more than winning. Like if he was in the lead at a race and somebody went, "Here's a pint of ice cream, but you have to eat it right now," he'd disconnect. 100%.
All right, I'm back.
Blown
All
motor.
right. Yep. Oh, I blew my motor. I gotta go eat some Ben and Jerry's. See you guys.
I mean, I'm talking about.
What's up?
I could be like, you're talking about ice cream, like with C-Fan. I could be the same thing with, if you give me a whole Chinese hole in a wall donut kolache, like it's got to be from this Chinese place, hole in the wall. If you get one from there, I'll quit anything I'm doing to eat one of those.
What is a donut kolache? Why don't you go ahead and
not
elaborate?
a donut. It's a donut shop, right?
Oh,
They sell
okay.
kolaches, and they're like very popular, like Texas and areas like that. You don't go to real donut shops like Krispy Kreme, all of them. You don't go to them. You go to like these Chinese hole-in-the-wall places. They sell the best donuts and the best kolaches. It's amazing.
All right, what's a kolache? Come on, break this down.
So imagine a croissant, pretty much. All right,
I like where we're
but
going.
it's not like
All right.
cut or anything. They bake like ham and cheese on the inside of them, or like certain sausages, stuff like that with cheese, and you just
Right.
bite into it. It's like a hot pocket, but the whole outside is just nothing but croissant.
Damn,
They're amazing.
I want a kolache.
You just made me hungry.
Right?
I know. I want a kolache right now. Like,
Hey,
I need you.
Go ahead. Finish this thing.
Oh, what's up, Bubba? What's going on?
C-Fan's in the room, right? In
Yeah,
the
he's
chat.
in here.
In the chat.
Yeah.
C-Fan, what's this, buddy?
Oh,
Bam. It's
Bubba
my
ain't got
chocolate popsicle, buddy. You got no ice cream, and I do. I hope
No, he
you
said he
fucking
has ice
roid
cream
rage right
tonight.
now.
He's got ice cream.
Oh, that's
He's got ice
bullshit.
cream, he said.
So I'm gonna
What's
eat
up,
this for
JD?
nothing.
Not for nothing. I mean, you're gonna enjoy it. I don't think you could ever just eat ice cream for not.
I
You
know.
find me somebody who doesn't love ice cream, and I'm gonna find you a person lying to me about ice cream.
Right.
Wait. We gotta clarify this. Snowden, do you like ice cream?
I do. I don't eat it as much as Beatozer and C-Fan apparently, but yeah, I'll eat some every now and again.
I only ate
Wait,
it 2 days in a row because C-Fan was roid raging yesterday because he had no ice cream.
What's our thoughts on gelato? Like, let's be honest.
No, that's not ice cream.
I'm just
That's
saying. sometimes
that's
it's
French
tasty.
bullshit.
That's French. All right, guys, it's 9 o'clock on Thursday night. Last week we were vacant, but there was a whole bunch of lag going down, Lagomania 27, and we had to catch up. So now we have all three of those races done at Homestead, Miami. I'm your host, Big Rig. With me tonight, we got my homie, my partner in crime, running the soundboard.
Would you
Dozer
fucking
Bubba.
forget who the fuck I am? You fucking...
Wait, Did you drop 3 F-bombs and then hit the button?
Yeah, that's how fucked up your fucking intro was.
Yeah, we got B-Dozer Bubba right there.
I'm
folks.
glad you stroked out introducing me. Thanks, buddy. Fucking
Well, you know what
guy.
it is. You changed your name, and the B-Dozer part,
That
know,
fucks
it's
you up?
Bro-Dozer. Bro-Dozer works, I guess I could just call you that. Next up, we got first time in the booth, Snowden. What's up, Snowden?
Not much. How's it going out there?
How you doing? How you doing, bud? You excited to be up here chatting with us? Probably getting made fun of eventually. It's gonna be a good time.
It's all right. I got
Right.
broad shoulders.
Snowden
You know-
looks like a homeless crackhead with a big fucking dirtbag beard, fucking begging for coke on the corner.
Before this started, Snowden actually informed us that he was gonna wreck B Nizzy next week. It was crazy. I couldn't believe.
Yeah, I know. It was
Anyway.
really fucking good.
Don't
Up
get
here-
started.
Who reported
Up-
who?
Yeah, you gonna get reported? Don't get
don't know.
reported, bud.
Somebody reported.
some guys made the right choice, some guys didn't, and unfortunately, I got turned over and over a couple times. Seen a few flips in that race, but I had a blast, man. I had fun. Had a lot of fun.
I know commentating that race, seeing you come up through the field, and then I believe it was short. Like I think 10 to go or something, or 20 to go, and you got bounced off a wall or something, and the 51 just got shot up, and I was like, man, that sucks for him. Because I mean, you're right up there in the points. Every week counts for you. So.
Yeah, I think it was like 5 to go or something.
Yeah.
It was like 5 or 6 to go, and I had got my car dialed in, and I was just riding the high line there, and and I was getting good runs and just picking them off one at a time. And I think I got up to like P3 or P4 or something like that, and then just had some guys just run out of real estate, and I was there, and they didn't see me, and it just kind of collected me, but.
Yeah.
Had a blast, though. Had a blast.
Yeah. Racing situations, it happens, man.
Definitely,
but the 10 car took that one, right? Our boy Eagles won that one.
Yeah, Eagles was able to pick up that win Wednesday, man. He's always got a really good car there, so it's not expected. I mean, I think when me and him was together, we were pretty fast, but he was able to sneak out that win.
Definitely was. McLovin, did you get to watch any of that race?
Not live. I did go back, because I believe that was the week I was on vacation. I did go back and watch the end of that race, and Billy isn't lying. I never seen someone get beat up so much in the last 20 laps of a race. I've seen Billy get beat up. Eagles.
You should turn into Big Betos or Bubba's podcast.
I probably should, right?
This moment's brought to you by Bubba Stroop.
I'm not shocked. Eagles always brings a fast piece to the track. It's just a matter of him getting to the end of the races sometimes, and he was able to outduel. I don't know who was in the 54. Henson.
Yeah.
He was able to outduel Henson there at the end in a big pack of cars. So good on Eagles, man. He deserves it. He works hard on his setups.
Yeah, he definitely does. Hey, Snowden, you watch any of the A-League?
Yeah, I did. I was pulling for my buddy, the C fan there.
Whoa!
He was running up there, but I seen he ended up having, I think, an incident there where it got him back in the pack a little bit. After racing with him last season.
What's up, buddy?
And then him jumping to A. Well, not really racing with him last season. We were chasing him last season. But seeing him jump up there to A and doing as good as he is, turned out all right for him to be up there.
Yeah, I got you. You know what's crazy too? Touching on C-Fan on that moment. So everyone wants to debate whether he should have went up, should have stayed down, or anything. But I think him staying down was probably the best thing for the FTRC league, and it wasn't for last season because you guys busted your ass to just try to see him at finishes of races last year.
Absolutely.
Like I see you guys grind. Like you and I were on here grinding. What was it, last night, 2 nights ago? Like just trying to get fat. It was so cool to see that, man. Like you guys in the C League all have grown because he was down there. Now he's up in A League, and he's doing just what he should do. He's up there racing every week, doing what he can. So, mad props out to C-Fam, But yeah, man, that race, that A-League race, that thing was a lot of fun.
Like it's a system, right? Like I've said time and time again, I think our system works. McLovin kind of tested this. He's been with us for a while, and the competition is just so competitive, and it takes a lot of work during the week just to build a car to be able to contend. And I think you see that week in and week out. I said a lot about the B group. I said a lot about the C group and the A group. Is you're not just going to throw a setup in right at race time and come out here and think you're going to win a race. It's just,
right.
It does,
especially at a track like Homestead.
It just doesn't work. Yeah, it just doesn't work that way. And I think guys make guys faster every week. Just because they're chasing a tenth. That's all you're doing is chasing tenths. That's all you're doing, and it just works. Our system works.
That's awesome, man. No, it's exactly what it is, man. The whole FTR family as a whole, which we're trying to extend out to you, Davey Allison. So jump on in here whenever you want. It's just a good group of guys. Like You could be in a league for 2 days, and you can find somebody on to practice with and become their buddy. You know what I mean? Like, FTR is just a good stomping grounds for making friends and having a good time. Plus, you're getting better at the thing you enjoy doing.
And the thing about it, and the thing about it is, I follow a lot of guys' races. I crew chief for a lot of guys outside of this league when they run in other leagues, and you can drastically see the difference. I think once guys run in here and they go experience other leagues and stuff, it's like, wow, I'm this much faster, and I'm actually running with these guys and winning races, and that's kind of what makes it all worth it. Is a guy in here that I feel like we've made better, or he's made himself better, and then able to go to another league and compete for wins, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I mean, just from when I got here, I've already gotten exponentially better than when I first, touched track with FTR. Bubba's getting better. Like, everyone that's showing up and putting in the work, you can tell.
Bubba's about to seriously regress over the next couple of weeks.
Well, Bubba's taking a trip across country, so we get it,
I'm gonna come back and drive that Z League with Eagles and Stewart.
Hey, Eagles got the win, man.
Yeah,
You can't downfall that
and
guy.
Stewie got a podium too, man. So these fucks.
We'll get there.
These
fucks. All right, so let's jump to C League real quick. Or we could touch on B League. Here we go. So we'll talk about the B League race. Bubba and I were both in that. That was
Bubba was not in that. Bubba was in.
Oh no,
else.
that was just me, wasn't it? Damn it. It seemed like a good race, man. It seemed like once we got all the lag issues worked out, we found a rhythm that worked, and nobody really was rubber banding or anything, so you could save your front end. The racing was good. There wasn't too much craziness going on. We had some surprise finishes, which really threw us off when Stewart pulled up to the front and came in third, which was badass. I mean, that's a guy right there who's progressing. Like maybe.
And I understand he did it fairly clean. Per Stewie's perspective, but I heard a couple people complimented him on that. So
yeah, he reached out to me early in the week, and we talked that week, and I helped him out a ton that week, and he drove his ass off Sunday. Like one thing that I seen from Stewart last week was, if he had a shot to make a move and he wasn't quite sure if he could make it, he was backing off. He was just kind of looked like, to me, he was being real patient. I think it was just because he had a lot of confidence. I guess he felt confident in his car, but right. He made moves when he needed to, and it looked very clean. And I'm very proud of Stewart this week. Like he put it together. He actually put a race together and was clean about it. And that's what it takes sometimes. Sometimes that's what motivates guys and gets guys going in the right direction. So maybe we might see something better. Maybe this week he can maybe finish second or pick up a win this week. We don't know.
I'll tell you, I did in the beginning of the season. I did say that Stewart was bound to get a win this season.
Yeah, I think he will. I do. He's putting it together, man. Like you're saying, Billy. Like he's definitely putting it together, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's what I seen. I was watching Stewart there, and what I noticed, because I did race with him. This is only my second season in sliders. In setups, but I did race with him in sliders, and what I noticed then, and even at the beginning of this here, was he would tend to overdrive his corners a little bit, and it would get him into a lot of trouble and get a lot of guys mad at him. And watching him race on Sunday there, he had the car under him, and he was able to control it a lot better.
Oh yeah, 10-4, man. That's the big thing in this game. As long as you can keep that car rolling underneath you and you're not skidding out or pushing up every lap, it's fun. This game is a lot of fun when your car is working the way you want it to.
Yeah,
but then you go 15 laps in.
That's you know what, dude? That's the curse of Homestead too. So, I tell you, man, I actually put a bunch of work in trying to build a car that would not lose it in the corners, and I had something come up that didn't let me race. But Homestead's one of them tracks, man. You could have a great car, and then all of a sudden the car just turns to crap out of nowhere.
Yep.
And
100%.
that track is one of them tracks where it's constantly changing. So even if you have a great car, stage one, by the first or second pit, you're not in that same car. Like you have to, that's a track you just got to keep making some adjustments in to chase the track. So for Stewart to put that together, man, is actually pretty, good for him. I'm proud of you, buddy.
Yeah, good job, Stuart. Hope you're watching this, bud. I hope you're getting the love you need from this one because that's badass.
You're like an abused woman when you do something
we've been beating on him forever, and I mean, it goes both ways. We'll be the loudest, angriest dudes around you, but then when you do something good, we'll also be the loudest guys telling you did good too. So
right, absolutely.
But yeah, my race wound up 12th because mental breakdowns and people just losing it. And yeah, that was awesome. I was excited. 12th place, baby. All right, I'll take it. Sorry, Memphis. My bad. Let me apologize openly.
You mean Davey, sir? Davey.
Oh, sorry. Davey, sorry.
It's one of his split personalities.
I had a moment at the end of the race where I got lapped by him. And I think he was in 4th. And when he went into the corner, I guess he overshot it, went in a little hot, and he had to get really out of it. And I was just trying to ride behind because I was a lap car, and I wound up popping him pretty good. Not trying to, but I actually did pop him. And next thing I knew, he was pissed off in the chat and quitting. So my bad.
I mean, that's every week though, so that's no surprise there.
I know, but I want him to know that there's no harm there. I wasn't trying to fuck him over or nothing. It just happened, and I apologize publicly to him because I have the forum to do it. So why not? We don't just have to tell people, rah rah rah, you're an asshole. You can publicly apologize on here, no big deal. Kind of makes me look soft though, so fuck you, Davey. Did you see any of the B League McLovin or not?
I did not get a chance to watch B League. So who ended up coming to win in B League?
Dark Knight, bro.
I'm gonna tell you what.
Dark Knight.
I'm gonna tell you what. That was probably the best race that I've seen all season.
Yeah.
It was last week in B League.
It was fun, man.
That was
a
hell of a race. If you hadn't watched it, you need to go back and watch it because that was a really good race.
I did see that.
Yeah.
I see JD got caught in an incident or something, but I didn't really get a chance to watch the whole race. Hope he's okay. But
yeah, he's good.
Okay.
It was the race didn't give you a chance to pause too much. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, when you're racing, sometimes you get that moment where you go back and you're just thinking about it. Oh, you're like, I got to go to work tomorrow. So you never had that moment at Homestead, really, because we were so close for so long that until we stretched out and starting to have, or somebody got mixed up, like I got clipped and hit the wall, and it wound up putting me like a lap down or two, and then I wound up having to like not conserve fuel, but not drive the car as hard as I was, so I could kind of stretch and so I didn't go 4 laps down, and yeah, it was crazy. At that point, I was thinking about my vape over here and if it's loaded up and if I can grab it before I hit the corner, but yeah, man, when that front pack, when you were in it, you had no time to think. You were just either riding or racing, and that was it. That's it. Like you couldn't be friends with anybody. You just had to go. So Billy from the commentator spot up there, man.
Oh, God.
It was crazy, right? Like that whole race looked crazy because at one point, first through I think it was like 12th was like under a second behind each other.
Exactly. Like what was crazy is it was showing Big Ben as lagged out. Like his car was sitting in the pits, but he was actually on the racetrack. Yeah. So, I was like, wow. The only reason I noticed it because I was following Innotown because that's how I get my stages and the final results.
Right.
And I just happened to see his car in his rear view mirror, like get right up behind him. I'm like, man, I thought Ben was lagged out. Then come to find out he was out there. But man, that race had me on the edge of my seat because that was anybody's race right there. Any of those guys up there in the top, in that top group, man, they were, I mean, they were running too deep. Three rows. I mean, I don't even know if they was even touching each other. Like it was a very good race. Like that.
Yeah.
That's what league racing looks like, supposed to look like. And I can tell everybody, if you haven't watched that race, you need to go back and watch it. If you've watched it, go back and watch it again because it was very good.
I'll tell you what, Billy, touching on that, one thing I have noticed, especially from the beginning of the season, I feel like everything's really starting to settle down and get into that groove.
Definitely.
We're really starting to have some really good races come together, and obviously in the beginning of every season there's going to be some hiccups, there's going to be some new season jitters and all that, and just kind of getting comfortable with the actual competition part of it again. But I'm excited. Unfortunately I'll miss the next 6 weeks of racing, but I'm excited to see when I come back like how good it's gotten, because it's drastically improved since the beginning of the season so far. Add another 6 weeks in, and dude, I'm super excited. All three leagues too. It's not just like B League, but all three leagues seem to really have gotten themselves together and really putting on some really good shows.
I think it's kind of a testament of smaller groups.
Yeah.
Like in the beginning we had like 22, 23 guys in like A and B, and a lot of these guys are still here, but some of the guys are still not racing. Right now we're having like 15, 16 in A, 15, 16, 17 in B, where we can all be in one chat. And I think that makes a big difference too, is when everybody can be in the same chat. You can kind of call out and say, hey, man, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get into you or whatever, instead of riding around the whole race thinking somebody's mad at you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I like the smaller groups. I hope we continue to have, my idea is to have 16 in each group. I don't really want more than that, but right now we got more than that, so we're going to run what we have. I just like it to where everybody can be in the same chat, because the chats now are like the race talk in the chat now, especially in the A group. Everybody's cutting up, laughing, having a good time and stuff. And I think we're seeing that all the way across the board. So we're in a really good spot right now.
You know what it is too, Billy, and like the way the atmosphere has changed. It's became the reason why I wanted to come here. Like a Thursday night bowling league where everybody talks shit and has fun. You drink some beers, you enjoy everybody's time, but you're all trying to, still have the best game you can,
Definitely.
And that's more or less what it is. It's that comfortable competition where the competition's still there, but now you're seeing guys working with guys. Now you're seeing guys not being afraid to hand out setups, because we're starting to understand that we're not the fastest guy in the game. We might need some help. And maybe if I give this guy a setup, he could work on it and just show me something,
Exactly.
It's really cool, and that all stems from good leadership in this league anyway. You being the owner, Miss FTR, and then also the admins, JD, another one of them great guys. Heavy coming back, that felt great. I'm happy he's back and rolling with us again.
Definitely.
Can't wait for War to get his ass back. We're going to start a GoFundMe for his PlayStation. That's what we're going to do.
And that's, that's one thing I give a lot of credit and props to McLovin. McLovin doesn't race in the league, but McLovin helps a lot of guys in the league. Like, he's not going to come off and give you a setup. You know what I'm saying? He's going to make you work to get better. And I don't think he gets enough credit for what goes on in here. But right. I just want to say that I appreciate McLovin. I know a lot of guys in here appreciate McLovin. He's helped me from time to time, with some stuff. And, like if you got a setup, hey, send it to him. Hey, what can I do to make this better? You know what I'm saying? He's that guy that's willing to help. I'm the same way. Like, I'll help anybody. You can ask 100%. Anybody in here. I don't care. I'll throw you a setup. We'll work on one for you. All you got to do is ask. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not just going to publicly just say, here's the setup for everybody to try. It's just, you need help, just ask, because there's plenty of guys in here that is willing to help you. I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go for it, Snowden.
I was gonna say, yeah, I found that out. Like I said, the guys that was trying to get me in this league, it took them 2.5 months to convince me. I was racing open lobbies for 2.5 months, and I was like, "There's no way I'm not gonna be able to be competitive," and I'm a competitive person on setups. And finally, I decided to come in here, and all the help that I get from many different people. C-Fan, Big Rig was helping me last night. JD, Pim and Danaman, Bad.
Don't tell people Big Rig helped you. Don't do that. That's not going to work out well.
The hitter?
Hey, let me tell you, did we not run a fast lap then?
Oh yeah, dude.
I mean,
after that change we made last night, we were running like 4s and 5s like consistently, so we did pretty good.
Absolutely, and there's a lot of guys out there that they'll help you out if you're struggling.
Yeah, definitely, and like Billy said, it all comes down to just communicating. Like, we're all guys in this one. We're all alpha males mostly in this group. Like, if you ask us, like, then we're like, all right, yeah, we'll help you, because we're all giving people too. That's why we're here every week. We're giving our time to race in this league. But now that we had that hallmark moment, let's talk about C League and how Snowden's going to wreck Nizzy next week.
No,
Snowden.
Not Nizzy. He'd be the last on the list, because Nizzy actually Nizzy's a good driver. Races me clean every time I race him.
Right.
Shackett, on the other hand, now we had an issue 3 weeks back.
That's Tomboy's buddy, right? Isn't that Tomboy's buddy?
And actually, Tuesday night there, he stayed in after they interviewed us. He stayed in there and we talked a little bit. And I told him, I said, well, just remember, I said I still got 3 in my pocket from the Kentucky race. And he's like, oh, let's not bring up the past. But there may be a race. How did Kyle Busch put it on Dell Jr. Download? There may be no fucks given.
Nice.
And that might be where we end up on one of these races. I controlled myself, I think, pretty decent whenever he did wreck me. Because the blatant block, and I called him out. That was another thing with us being in chats. I mean, I called him out right away. And he tried to make an excuse for it, but then realized later that, that he did me wrong here.
Gotcha.
C-Fan, I am not asleep. I am elbow deep in ice cream right now, buddy.
Yeah, he's literally licking the stick. He's licking the stick to try to suck the juice out of the stick right now. Now you're telling us that there might be a race where you and Shacky get next to each other and your give a damn might break?
Things are going to get wacky with Shacky?
Wacky with Shacky. Oh, God. Oh, God. Please.
My biggest thing was I passed him clean for stage 1. We were in 1 and 2. I passed him clean, and we were coming out of 2, and he did crossover on me. And then claims he was trying to give Nizzy room on the bottom, and he clipped my quarter panel and took me out. And I finished 6th instead of winning that stage.
So are you considered C-Fan Junior now?
No.
Because I believe C-Fans had that happen a couple times.
In C League, we actually we have a lot of competitive guys down there. I mean, at any given week. So it's not like last year where C-Fan ran away from it. This year here, there's a lot of guys that any given week can win a race there.
Absolutely.
With Brewster, Sky Pilot, Shackett, Nizzy, Lewis and Dave Ace and those guys. They're all competitive down there, and so which makes for a lot of close and tight racing.
Definitely. Right. You so where'd you wind up finishing this week?
I ended up finishing 2nd for both stages and the win. Yep.
Hey, wow.
Finish.
Good job. Good points week, buddy.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on. And
Shackett ain't gonna be here this week,
right? So I would like to do what Nizzy did this past week, and that was win both stages and took the win. So that's what I'm shooting for Vegas.
You shooting your shot? You calling your shot now?
I said I would like to. So.
Listen, I was just running with Billy and McLovin and all the A-League guys up there, and And Fire Truck was in there too. He's fast as hell this week. Watch out for Fire Truck, boys. But I made a statement like I was staying with the A-League guys. So like that setup you got, because I know what you have.
Right.
You're going to be quick. All right. So get up there and run that thing. Because I'll call it right now. I'll say you're going to win next week.
Oh shit!
I'm calling it. And if you let me down, I will make fun of you next week on this show for at least 20 minutes.
I go into every race every week thinking I got the car to beat, and then you always have these. Like I said, it's pretty competitive down there in C, and you have somebody that, well, just like Brewster at the Roval, he come out and dominated that thing. I mean, I had a lead on him by 12 car lengths, and he run me down in no time.
Yeah, he was special at the Roval. Brewster, shout out to him on that one. But what about you, McLovin? Did you see any of that race?
The C League?
Yeah.
Again, I didn't. But from what I heard from Snowden, really good on his part, man. And I did want to ask Snowden if it's okay, because I never really found out. I had practiced with him and a bunch of other dudes in the lobby, Billy and all them a few times that went at the Roval. How'd you end up doing there, Snowden? I know you were putting a lot of effort in there.
Yeah, I ended up second there to Brewster, I do believe.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wow,
and
dude.
Shaka, yeah, because Shaka, I thought I was going to have a good points day there because he was making it out like the Roval was just going to be miserable for him. And then he ended up running right there in the top 3. So
Mark Martin of the C League right here. Seconds on seconds. Jeez, man,
Yeah.
that's awesome, dude.
Hey, it's better than third.
Yep.
Yo, it is.
Snowden,
Yeah,
if it's
I'll
any
take-
consolation, JD said he's calling it too. You getting the win on Sunday, buddy.
I appreciate it. That's what we're shooting for. I shoot for every week.
Nice.
Just keep putting that work in, man.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to touch on with the C League with you. I mean, because we know the letters really don't matter anymore because like guys are practicing so much, they're getting better. A, B, and C. Most of these guys practice together. What are you seeing as like growth in the C League? Like, are you eventually gonna adjust to make a developmental league below the C League? You're gonna keep the C League as a developmental league? I know you were talking about having too many people in groups. Like, what do you think's gonna be happening with FTR?
Well, right now the servers has got me concerned. So
Gotcha.
I would really like to make a developmental league, like as far as like a league below the C group, just for beginners, like
Right.
like guys just now coming into the league, you know, that we don't know. You know, I'm more interested in developing drivers. You know, learning them about you know, custom setups, learning them how to race the track. You know, race around other guys. So that's my plan. Like, will it happen next season? It's possible. It's very, very possible. It just depends, really. Like, it depends on how many guys we have return next week or next year or next season. There's probably going to be some guys shuffling around. I kind of want to do, you know, like finishing the top 12 thing, kind of in the points, and then we kind of drop down. But I'm not really decided how we're going to do it yet. But I would love to be able to do a developmental league.
Nice.
We'll just have to see. You know, I think if we do that, we'll probably stay, you know, same cars. You know, we're going to do Cup next season. So we'll probably do Cup for all 4 leagues if we do a developmental. But it's in the works. I haven't really discussed on it a whole lot. You know, I got to talk to Miss FTR.
Yeah, you better get the boss's blessings on that, man. You need more days than a week for all these leagues.
Kind of, you know, see what kind of day we want to do it on, you know. So we'll come up with something.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I mean, damn, man, that's the weeks. And also, Lynch, sorry about that. I fat fingered my phone and I deleted all of your comments.
I saw the chat change, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? You get reported on here too?
No, I fat fingered his comments, and it was like, you have deleted all of Lynch's comments, and I'm like,
nice.
what did I do? Anyway, so we brought McLovin and Billy up here because we saw McLovin's iRacing that he's doing, and it looks like a lot of fun. You got a lot of sponsorship opportunities in it and everything. Now, McLovin, if you want to talk on this, like, what nights do you run? When will you be posting what you're running? Stuff like that.
So right now I'm really just getting back into the swing of things of iRacing, and I'll only be running on Wednesday nights. At 8 o'clock is when qualifying will start.
Okay.
This next week we're heading in the Auto Club, but if you want to swing back, like you were just saying, we just had our first race last night of the season. This is the Thunderclap iRacing series. So we have 20 charter drivers that are automatically in the field every week. Then you have 20 other guys that are, we had 30 guys fighting for the other 20 spots in the field. So we had 53 people show up to try to qualify for our Daytona 500, and 40 people make the race. So it made last week's duels and qualifying very important. Luckily for my team, which is me, Coach Matt, who Billy knows, and a few other you guys might know, JCR JWoww, who's actually getting sponsored by Wheels on Wheels and JD's company. So thank you to JD for that.
That's awesome.
Yep, and he's got a nice looking car out there too. And then we got Glenn Grimm, who Billy knows, and Glenn puts a lot of work in. And he actually just started dirt racing in real life last year. So he's on their team as well. That's our 4, and 3 of our guys are. We went ahead and bought the charter. So me, JWoww, and Coach Matt are locked into every race. But it made it super stressful because Glenn Grimm had our other teammate had to get in through the duels. And so I know Billy did it the same way here on the Heat side, where you have your odds in one duel and your evens in the other, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
That's correct. Yep.
So what made it super exciting and nerve-wracking was, like on iRacing, if I'm not racing in his race, which all 3 of us were odds and he was even, so he was in a duel all by himself trying to race his way into the 500. What makes it really cool is you can go in there and you can spot, you can crew chief for your friends while they're racing. You can do their tire changes for them, their fuel changes, all that.
That's cool.
So since we were in a different duel, I became his crew chief and Coach Matt became his spotter, and that was a stressful 24, 48 hours because he came up technically 1 spot short of making it at the end of the race with the wreck at the very end by 0.005 seconds. But he ended up getting in on a technicality. So nice. we all started the Daytona 500 last night, had a ton of fun. Me personally, I was out there repping the Mina Peach and GCI Tile and Hardwood car that Eneltown has been sponsoring for me. Car looked really nice out there on the track, and we got a lot of TV time for it. We were able to bring it home P3 on the night after leading the second most laps and getting 5th and 7th in the 2 stages. So I'm glad I was able to do that for Eneltown, and I'm glad I can rep FTR over there because you guys are still my boys, and, you know, I'm a console guy at heart. Yeah. So I'm actually in the talks. Eagles messaged me today about possibly getting some FTR/Highside Broadcasting sponsorship on one of these cars one day, so I can get y'all out there on track.
Nice.
So
nice.
we'll see what we can do with that. But I really suggest if you're not once FTR's races on Wednesdays is done, come check out the end of these other races because they'll still be going on. These are pretty long races. They start around 8:30 and 9 o'clock. So you'll probably be able to see the last stage after you're done watching Billy and those FTR boys in A-League go.
Hey, I have a question, though, for real.
Yes, sir.
So finding out that guys are sponsoring stuff like that, how much money would it cost to sponsor an iRacing car?
So it's all dependent. I could charge nothing, but like it costs me money out of my own pockets to get the schemes made. If that makes sense.
I'm not worried about the low end.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the high end. Let's get you some more sponsorships.
All right. So what I'm charging Eneltown right now is $15 per race.
Nice.
And that's negotiable, but that's about the range it's at because I have to pay an entry fee for the whole season. Plus, we have a team championship that I'm in, which costs me an extra $50 for the year.
Right.
So that kind of all, you do the math on all that, and you could do it based on how many races you want to run. So if you do a bundle of races, the price might be a little bit cheaper. So it's something you'd really have to discuss on a case-by-case basis. And what kind of sponsorship you'd want. Like I would say primary, you're going to be looking anywhere like I think JWoww's around 10-15 as well per race with Wheels on Wheels right now. And that's what I was talking to Eagles about. but I love you guys so much. I might throw some money in my own pocket and work with y'all and getting a scheme made just to throw y'all out there on the track, man, and get you some views. I mean, that race is already over 300, 400 views in less than 24 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Let me ask you this. Is Grimm sponsored?
Grimm, I don't think he has he has his sponsors from his dirt car on there, but I don't think he has one. So I think he might be down for it.
Tell him to hit me up.
I will. I'll get him to message you because we're always looking for more. And like I said, I love repping FTR, man. You guys are my boys. At the end of the day, I remember my very first race. Billy actually we threw FTR on one of my cars in a league. Billy ran with me, and we got a top 5 with that car at Coda in my first ever start.
Yep,
that's badass, man.
And I mean, I would say the coolest part of last night was last lap. Get the white flag. I'm pushing Ryan Truex, a guy who's going to be in the Xfinity race this week in the turn 1 at Daytona in the front row.
That's awesome, man.
And then at the end of the race, 3 cars left, me, him, and I can't remember who the third gentleman was, racing for the win. And I pushed him right past him to win race. It's kind of cool to say I pushed a NASCAR driver to a win. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, nice. Oh, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's really cool. I didn't know Ryan was racing with you guys, actually.
Yeah.
I know him on a like my bosses, they've raced with him, and he, being at Wall Stadium in Jersey and everything. So that's really friggin' cool. Yeah. I'm gonna definitely talk to you off air. Maybe try to do a Biomechanical Auto Supply sponsorship. I'll talk to my boss tomorrow, and we'll see if we could do something for you. Because that's pretty mint. That's pretty mint, dude. Now, I know there's some guys that don't get into it as deep as you do. Guys that just basically use it like console fun. It does get pricey. I see Stewart, obviously, it's too expensive for him.
He just wants attention. That's all Stewie wants.
I know.
Stewie, congratulations on your 3rd place finish. Now sit down and shut the fuck up.
Well, if you want to get into the price and to get started, it's really not as expensive as people make it. It's really not, because they always do deals on the memberships, first of all. But you don't need a high-grade PC, a high-grade monitor. You don't need any of that to race iRacing. If you got a wheel, a G29, that's what I started off on, your flat-screen TV or whatever you're already using for your racing, you know what I'm saying, on console.
Yep.
And you just get you a cheap computer. It don't have to be nothing fancy, a couple $100. You can get $300-$400 computer. You can be racing iRacing. It's not as expensive as people make it seem.
Wow. That's awesome. Now,
yeah.
Oh, sorry. Now, Billy, you do iRacing as well, right, bud?
Yeah, I've probably been off iRacing probably, McLovin? Probably
a few months.
4 months, I guess. I have a blast, man. Like, we were doing, like McLovin said, I was running in a league with McLovin, just trying to basically just starting out, and I felt like I was pretty competitive, just starting out. I wish I could have stayed with it, but it's kind of hard to do, right? I'm like McLovin says, I'm a console guy, and right now 95% of my friends are on console. So, but I'll tell you what though, I'm I was thinking the other night, I said something McLovin this weekend, and I said, I'm gonna have to jump back on some iRacing, man, just to kind of try to get back at it, because I guarantee you, if there's no racing like that, like there's no kind of experience like what you experience when you iRace. I mean, it's pretty much close to the actual real thing. They've done a really good job over there. It's awesome racing, man, especially if you can get a group of guys together. If we had 8, 10, 12 guys like us, friends from over here to venture over there, it could turn into something really good, man. I really enjoy it. I'm a dirt guy. Like, I run more dirt on iRacing than I do asphalt. Just kind of because that's my roots, and I'm able to do that on iRacing. But I'm definitely going to jump back over. I got to get some stuff hooked back up, but probably in the next couple weeks, man, you'll probably see me do some live streams on some iRacing, man. See if we can get back at it,
dude. That's awesome.
And I'll tell you, me and Billy have kind of dibbled and dabbled with it. If we could ever get enough guys to move over there, at least one night a week, We could just do like a little no sweating, like all brand new guys from FTR that could come over there and run some iRacing in a little league. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing crazy.
Get that safety rating up.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, you don't have to even have to worry about safety rating if you're doing because they have hosted races and because you don't have to do the official races. Official races where your safety rating matters and all that. But you can make the rules however you want. You can go and make your own lobbies, make your own league, and you can make it where you can keep doing fast repairs if you wanted. So it could be like on Heat where you can just keep fixing your car. You could do all that, man. It's based on how you want to do it, and like I said, it's not as expensive as people. Like I get, like not everyone has a couple $100 laying around, but if you did, it's something I really, really recommend.
Definitely.
People kept telling me for months to get it when I was in FR back in the day. I didn't believe them, and as you can tell, I'm hardly on Heat anymore because iRacing's it feels so much better when you're driving. It's just the feeling you have. It's so much more immersion.
Right, exactly, man. It's totally different than the feel that you get on NASCAR Heat versus the feel that you get on iRacing is like night and day. Like you can't drive cars on iRacing like you can NASCAR Heat. I found out that the hard way. You got to be a lot more patient. It's more about car control.
So Stewie, don't do iRacing.
Like it's the feel is so much different than anything I've ever experienced, and I have a blast at it, man. I love it. It's kind of where I would like to venture to. If something ever happens with NASCAR Heat, then I would be iRacing 100% full time.
Right.
But right now, I do it for fun. I like to get in there. I like to run with guys with McLovin and guys like that, and I love it, man. We have a blast, man. It's a blast over there.
And just
That's
one last thing on a rig is just the networking, man. The amount of friends I've made over there and the guys I've raced with. I mean, I've raced against Ross Chastain, Ryan Vargas. I'm good friends with a few guys that change tires on crews now over there on the Xfinity side and the Cup side. You meet a lot of guys, man.
Have you spoke with Ryan Flores yet or no?
Ryan Flores? I don't believe so.
Yeah, he's a front tire changer for Austin Cedric's team. He's a real good guy, but he's big into iRacing. We all know each other here in Jersey, but he's one of those guys in there that he's doing it a lot, and they're trying to talk me into it, but I'm just not. I'm not doing it.
And I'll say this. One thing that I'll tell you about iRacing, when Billy is saying it drives a lot different.
Yeah.
I've noticed a lot of guys that aren't as good on Heat because of their patience and maybe get used up are a lot better on iRacing because of how you have to drive the car. There ain't no full throttle in corners. There's none of that. You are pedaling that car like half throttle around these corners if you're going to make those tires last. Like,
wow.
It's a lot more fun.
It's man, you have to have patience and car control when you race iRacing. Like McLovin said, it's not no full throttle, run it hard as you can to the corner and all this, that, and the other. Because if you do, you're gonna be in the catch fence every time. I mean, it really learns you how to be patient and learn how to drive a race car. Is what it does. That's what it's meant to do.
And
it
badass.
works. It works. Trust me.
I'm happy we brought this up on Checkers and Records. Like, I spoke with you guys tonight. Like, I just feel like there was always questions about it, and maybe some guys were afraid to make that jump, and hopefully this enlightens somebody like Stewie. He's not going to get it because it costs too much, but honestly, if I started playing, I'd like a game where I don't get wrecked by Stewie, so that'd be awesome.
Right?
It's a good investment. I have to say it would be a great investment.
Nice.
And Billy has a very valid point about I can get why Billy's over here because all you guys are over here. I guarantee if all you guys had iRacing, he wouldn't step foot on this game hardly at all.
Probably not.
Because he could just do everything over there.
Take that, developers.
Yep.
Take that.
That's 100% correct. Like he hit the nail on the head. If all you guys were over there, we wouldn't be over here.
Right. So now we got the iRacing stuff out. Snowden, you ever going to iRace?
I don't know. I would like to. I absolutely would. I don't know if I'll ever venture into that or not.
Do you have any questions for these guys, or are you up to speed? Do you think?
I think I'm up to speed on it. Yeah.
All right.
Like I said, for now, I'm good on the console here. It would be nice to try it someday.
Yeah. Bubba, what about you? You ever want to make that investment?
I mean, it sounds cool and shit, but probably not, especially with the way life seems like it's going to be going. It's looking like FTR will probably be the only thing that I do for the
Right.
upcoming future. Because
Gotcha.
it's about to be interesting for the B Dozer Bubba, man.
B Dozer Bubba. I'm just calling you Bubba.
Yeah,
Fuck
do
your
that.
name at this
Yeah,
point.
I know.
We're never using your real name again.
I know.
Your government.
My government
PSA
name.
So whoever got my thing taken down, go F yourself, by the way.
Fuck you.
Yep, thank you, Bubba.
Fuck you.
Alright, real quick,
Fuck yourself. You know why nobody cares who you are?
No.
Because nobody cares about your feeble accomplishments. And
There
nobody
you go,
cares how
Stewie.
proud your mommy is that you're now reading at a 3rd grade level.
Oh, here we go.
Big man.
Anyway.
Big swole man.
Damn it, Bubba. Damn it, this is a long one. So I do want to talk about one of the upcoming leagues that I'm throwing together. It's going to be on Saturday nights. It's called TFSI. We ran it before. It's the IROC series. Anybody watching my stream right now, you can see what the cars are looking like. The wheels and the top paint all match. Everything else is white and black. And it's pretty font specific, but it will be a sponsored league. Whoa, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Yeah. It will be running on Saturday nights. I do have the schedule already done, and it's like an inverted schedule, Bubba. You know what I'm talking about, the
Yes,
one we
sir.
ran before.
It's a very
So it's,
fun schedule.
And it's nothing hard. Like, if you think you have to practice these tracks with the setup, you don't, because you run them all the time. Daytona, Atlanta, Michigan, Texas, Charlotte, Chicagoland, Talladega, All-Star Race. And then
We're not at the Q&A session yet there, JD. We'll get there.
Yep. And then you invert the beginning of the season, and you start at Talladega and work down to Daytona, and that's how the season works.
Those were usually my 4 wins of the season.
Yeah, it's a restricted plate track. Points are easy. Top 3 gets 10, so you don't have to kill the guy for first place going into every race. Individual points don't matter. 4th through 10th get 7 points, and then 11th through 16th get 3. We're going to be having a captain's race coming up next week because I'm not going to just accept anybody that says I want to be a captain. I want you guys to race for it. And the 4 guys that win that spot, they will be the guys that make the picks that night in the draft. Right now we have 11 guys with Eagles jumping in today. We're looking for some more. So if anybody knows anybody that wants to jump in a Saturday Night League, it will be a lot of fun. Like I said, Napa sponsored. There's going to be we're doing the Steins again, Bub.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and even though Bubba is busy on Saturday nights and won't be racing, he's going to be looking over film all week with me and figuring out penalties.
Absolutely.
And that's
And
the one
real
thing in
quick,
this league.
before we get into that other thing, Rig, explain why you will not be an owner of a team or a captain of a team. Because I will penalize the fuck out of them.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
dude.
But go ahead,
so
explain what
what's up with this league?
It is TFSI.
Team Fucking Send It.
Send It. Yeah, that's the name of the league. It ran for 2 years as a slider league, but now we're turning it into a custom league. It's 50% races in Cup on Saturday nights. It's going to be, right now, like, if we have 16 guys, it's going to be 4 teams of 4. All the cars are individualized with the color of the team on the car, so when you're broadcasting it, you know who's in what spot. Your numbers really don't matter. You can put any number you want on the car. And it's all team points. So the team wins if you win. You know what I mean? It's not McLovin.
It's not individual. It's team.
There's
Yeah, and it encourages setup sharing and helping with building. So
yeah, the whole league's based so that you can show up on Friday night, maybe have a separate chat with your buddies and go, what are we running this week? Throw in 20 minutes of practice. All right, we can figure something out. You know?
I'll run it.
Yeah, if you want to run on Saturday nights, dude, I'm excited. I'll put you right in there, dude.
Eagles isn't running anything on Saturdays anymore, and I already plan to do that, so I'm down.
Yeah, Eagles
Nice.
is jumping in this league too. So That's cool. All right, so McLovin's in. If anybody else wants to jump in, you're more than welcome. It's gonna be a fun league. The aggression level, you'll figure that out real quick. The captains, when you're a captain, you'll be the people I talk to all week, and all the problems go to the captains, and they come to me and Bubba check them out. That's how it works. So it's all quick and easy. Super easy league. A lot of fun. Hopefully you guys join us on that for TSFI. Wanted to get that out there for a cheap plug tonight. And I am not a captain because I don't need anyone telling me I'm cheating.
Yep.
I'll run part-time.
All right. Sweet.
So we're going to make... go ahead.
Well, sorry. And that's the best part, too. Like, if you guys have obligations and you're on a team, that's fine because you still get points each week you're not there. 16 is a locked-in number. So say you won, you got 3 10-point finishes, and you're like, oh, shit, I got a wedding this weekend. Well, it's not going to hurt your team too much if you take the weekend off and get them 3 points because you've been doing all the work for, 3 weeks. So not a big deal if you part-timers, no-timers, you want to show up every 4 races and screw your team over. It's no big deal to me. I'll be on a team. I know that because, fuck you guys if you don't pick me. And but yeah, man, it's cool. They get to pick their own color, and it's a lot of fun to watch the cars go out there and race. And the reason why we did sliders before is sliders keeps everything close, kind of like an IROC. I wanted to adjust it to customs because honestly, I'm enjoying customs more than I've ever enjoyed them before, and I like them way more than sliders. So yeah, man, that's pretty much it. Now, Bubba, what's up?
We're going to keep Court of Talent super, super short tonight.
Gotcha,
First of all, Dave DuBose made hella love to the barrels in the C League race. And Court of Talent goes out to all the pit road entrances because that seems to be where most of the struggles were coming from. And then Memphis Allison and his temper tantrums with his period cycling up with the full moon. Whoever decided to report Rig for plugging the podcast, you can go fuck yourself too. That's the end of Court of Talent. So right to Q&A. Why do we keep bringing Davey back after he leaves the league so many times? Billy, you wanna address that?
I couldn't hear you. What'd you say?
Why do we keep bringing Davey Allison back after he keeps leaving the league so many times?
Yeah, it's from JD.
Well, I think from what I gathered from him when he messaged me after the fact is he left the chat just to cool down a little. I think we see that sometimes. We've seen it a couple times in the A group. We've seen it a couple times in the C, where guys kind of exit the chat after a race, just to kind of cool their heads down a little bit. I guess where they wouldn't want to say something they shouldn't say, I guess. But it's at the end of the day, man. Like he's a good racer. Like.
Right.
He's pretty fast. I think he brings competition to the B group. Long as he's not causing issues where he's wrecking people on purpose or stuff like that, then if a guy decides, I respect that. If a guy decides to leave the chat to keep from, getting a lot of stuff started, I respect that. So yeah. He hasn't really given me a reason to not let him come back. But I will say this. I was about to message this in the chat. That's why I didn't actually hear your question. But when I find out if I find out who reported somebody within this league, just for people having shits and giggles and having fun and whatnot, I can promise you will be removed from all works of FTR. We don't, a lot of times in here we might take things a little bit too far sometimes, but at the end of the day, we're all friends. We all make up and we all talk about stuff. But that to me was a cheap shot, and I don't like cheap shots fired like that. So if you're listening right now and you're the one who done it, you might want to go ahead and man up, because I do know a lot of people that from PlayStation Network, so I will find out who you are. So I'm giving you the opportunity now to come forward, but when I find out, you will be removed from everything that relates to FTR.
I would still
Alright,
put it
awesome.
in the chat because there's only 2 people watching the stream right now. I do have one more quarter talent though. Crippled legs. He needs some talent in them motherfuckers.
What's up? Rub on him's here. What's up, Bill? Rubby, how you been,
What up,
man? Where
Rubby?
you been, bro? Where you been? Why you racing no more? What happened? Come on, talk to me, Rubber. Any questions for these guys? You got any questions for C-Fan, McLovin, Billy? Put them in the chat. We're going to be going 5 minutes longer. Y'all a bunch of non-typing mofos. Lynch, write something in the chat so I can see you're alive.
The hot 2 people watching, man.
Lynchy poo.
I got 10. I got 10 in here.
Oh, okay. Well, I got 2 on mine. What the fuck? Let me refresh. Boom. Oh, look at the 10 people watching. Fucking nerds.
Fucking nerds. Doesn't look like anybody's got much to say. Looks like nobody's got nothing to say. JD's here. James. Mr. Potter, C-Fan. C-Fan, you calling your shot this week? You gonna win? You gonna win this week, C-Fan? I like when he calls his shot.
My money's on Billy.
I'm gonna call a shot this weekend.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love
I'm gonna
it.
finish better than I did last week. Damn, that was probably the worst. I have to say that was probably the worst race that I've ever had in FTR last week.
You got abused more than a redheaded stepchild those last 20 laps.
Yes, sir.
So I am gonna make a since I can't see Riggs chats because whatever YouTube's pissing me
Stewie
off.
said, I say something and you tell me to shut up.
Yeah, so take the hint. I will say for next week's podcast and next week's broadcast till the end of April, there will need to be a fill-in for me as I will not be around.
I need a soundboard guy.
Yeah, so step up, step in. Don't think you're getting my fucking spot though. I will be back. But yeah, you guys, you know, come on, jump in the chats with Big Rig. I need a guy to take over Court of Talent for the next few weeks. Somebody that's good. So Stewie, you're out.
Sounds like a good job for me, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you know what, Billy? I think you would be good at that. So yeah, I mean, Court of Talent, we can't let that fall by the wayside. You know, it's a good. It's
But
a
it
good
would
part
have
of
to
it.
be driver Billy.
Yeah,
not
absolutely,
owner Billy.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think maybe McLovin, because you've got a really good technical aspect to things, and you know you pick up on a lot of stuff. So maybe like McLovin or Eagles or somebody that's actually going to call
could you
somebody
imagine
out.
Eagles.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Like
Eagles.
I was somebody that's
Somebody
actually
tell
going to call
Eagles.
people to fuck out. You know what I mean? I don't want no PC watered down Stewie. I'm not going
Well,
to say
Billy-
nothing. Fucking Court of Talent
Billy is
shit.
a badass when he fires off his driver Billy. I love it. I love
Yeah.
driver Billy.
So, but yeah, so somebody, all I had to say is the broadcasters, if I'm doing good, please don't talk much about it. Stewie, you shut the fuck up, because the first thing out of your mouth is, oh, did you, I really appreciated it when McLovin said that I had a great race, and Henson said I was fast, and this, that, and the other, and blah, 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 blah. Like, you're that abused dog that needs praise after getting a fucking treat for shitting on the floor, Stuart. just stop. All you're
And
doing
on
right
that
now is
note-
attention seeking. You're fucking clout chasing. Shut the fuck up and go drive your bus.
Oh my god. All right, it's been too long. And on that note, we are done for the evening. I want to thank Billy, McLovin,